You know what time it is! You know what time it is! E-S-E-L-E-S-E-L! And you know what underdogs is? It's a hungry dog!
And the second tick away, and the Eagles are alive! Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you! Let the celebration begin!
All right, everyone, and welcome to episode 56 of Wingin It. I'm Aleks, as always, with my two co-hosts, Andrew and Ali. Boys, how are we doing this Thursday afternoon?
Ali, I don't know about you, man. I'm in football like purgatory right now. This is like stupid mini bye week. I just want it to end. I'm ready for Monday.
I agree, man. It's been too long. I get it. It's great for the Birds because we got some injuries that we're going to come back from. But no, I agree. The fact that we're not even going to have to wait until Sunday, but Monday until a Birds game is pretty torturous.
At least we do get to see the two whitest names at quarterback in all of humanity, Daniel Jones versus Brock Purdy, about to kick off shortly. So that'll try to fill a void for a little bit.
Brock Purdy.
Man, dude. Brock Purdy. Yeah, so that reel that we sent out, people did not like that very much. We got a whole bunch of angry 49ers fans that started commenting on it. Speaking of reels, or what are we talking about, make sure you guys are following our content on Instagram at winging.it.pod. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and most importantly, YouTube. We're trying to grow our YouTube presence. We got some pretty cool clips. And speaking of really cool clips and episodes, we have a treat for you guys today.
Some might call him an actual wingman, a literal wingman.
Some may actually call him a superhero. I actually saw a post yesterday that this man was tattooed on somebody. I mean, you have to be a Philly icon to get tattooed. So without further ado, I want to introduce everyone on the Winging It podcast to Birdmann.
What is good, everyone?
We have a live bird talking to us right now.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be on the Wing It podcast today, man. I want to thank you guys again, awesome for having me. This episode is going to be great, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, man. Well, we got a lot of stuff we want to ask you. I see some signatures on your beak. I've heard about some stories that happened last week at the link we want to talk about. But without further ado, we want to see who the man is behind the mask.
Has he ever done this before?
Oh, no. Here we go, guys.
There it is.
One of us.
He's
all right,
human.
Man. So
he's beautiful.
So we have the Birdman. Birdman, what's your real name? What's your story? Where are you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So yeah, my name is Joey. I'm from Philadelphia, Port Richmond area, the neighborhood in Philly. So basically, I went to high school at Roman Catholic High School. Philly native, born and raised. I'm a United States Army veteran. And I have 3 beautiful kids and a wife, and currently living in Jersey. So, and the biggest Eagles fan you probably would know. So,
dude, I feel like I've seen you on so many different hype videos, Barstool. I've seen you in and around the stadium. I feel like every single game, you and some of your crew are going to be on the Jumbotron.
Joey, and I accidentally used you to represent our audience swinging it picks on our graphic. I didn't even know that was the literal Birdman himself, and here I am using it as this foreshadowing that I didn't even know was going to happen.
Yeah, man. I'd be honest with you. I didn't notice this was going to even happen when Birdman was even a thing. I didn't think it was going to blow up like it is, and here I am.
Yeah. So tell us about that. So I listened to a few of your interviews. I saw that you found this outfit at a thrift shop. What was your intention? Did you just see it? Was it a joke? And you're like, yo, this is going to be lit. Did a light bulb go off, or was it just something you bought? It sat in the back of your closet for a few years before you brought it out. Give us the whole story of how it started and how it started blowing up for you.
So basically, it was 2.5 years ago. We played in Denver, Colorado, the Broncos. And it was around Halloween time. It was a November game. So I went to the thrift store to get my son actually a costume for school because they were having some type of Halloween party or something, and it was just like, all right, maybe I'll just go grab him something so he can just wear. All right, whatever. Thrift stores are great for that. So I decided to go to the thrift store, the Goodwill in Deptford, and I walk in and I see this bird feathers hanging there. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Screw it. I mean, I might as well go ahead and buy this and rep it next week in Denver. So it was $20. Can't beat this for $20. Came with the feet and everything. I know people seen the feet. Me out there with the feet and everything on. So and then I wore it to the game in Denver, and then I blew up chugging out the beak on TV, and Bearcat from Barstool, they posted me chugging out the beak. And then ever since then, I just went from that. And then I decided to make it a thing.
So
here I am.
I imagine you're a season ticket holder, or I know you go to a ton of games. Are you always in uniform? Always ready to go as Birdman?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have season tickets. Well, I wish. I kind of just go with the flow. So I go to the games. If it's a home game, I'll buy the ticket the day of, about a couple hours before. But if it's an away game, I'm trying to buy the ticket a day before, just in case, I'm going to make the money to go there. I'm going to make sure I need a ticket. So, but yeah, the minute I drive my car onto the tailgate, or if I'm, taking an Uber from our away game, I'm in costume from then through the tailgate, parking lots, and getting my videos and the content I need. You've probably seen many of them out there. And when I get in the game, the mask is always on because God knows the cameras flow and gets me on. I don't want, obviously, this showing on TV.
So Birdman, you said you don't buy tickets until a couple hours before the game. Have you found some kind of arbitrage opportunity where you can get tickets the cheapest at a certain time right before the game?
Tell us your secrets.
Yeah, basically I just stalk Game Time, Ticketmaster, everything about 2 hours before the game, and I guarantee they're going to be at their lowest price because people are going to drop them so low to make sure that they sell them. And then, some tickets are really high. Like, not going to lie, they don't drop them ever, but you'll get so many that like 2 hours before the game, they'll be to the lowest you can get them. And I'm usually sitting row 1, row 2. I don't sit any higher than that. So
yeah, you need to always be ready for the camera, baby.
Exactly.
That's show business for you.
Yeah.
So I know you're going down to the Tampa game, and we're definitely going to get into the Tampa game before we go through a few more questions. But beginning of the season, it gets really hot. Like, are you committed? Are you in costume the whole time from kickoff to victory formation?
Yeah, the funny thing you said that because this past summer was Jason Kelsey's beach bash, whatever, down the Sea Isle. I was there for that. It was torturing hot. I remember being there 4 o'clock in the morning. I got there, and I was in line. I was the only person there. But I was first in line.
You know what they say, early bird gets the worm?
The worm, exactly. Early bird gets the worm. So, I went in down there at 4 a.m. I got early. I was there. But, yeah, it was torturously hot. I even got on the news. Tim Furlong interviewed me. He's like, oh, look at this guy. You must be hot in there. And I cursed on national television like, it's hot as S in here. Like, yeah. And I was like, look at this shit dripping sweat. Like, I was going nuts. But, yeah, it does get hot. I remember last Tampa game, I got booed. I was actually on Fox for that. Well, they were all booing me. That was when Tom Brady, the playoff game, we got
destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah. But I wish I was going this week to Tampa. I don't know if anybody knows, but I'm currently banned from all NFL stadiums currently.
So it's all NFL stadiums. So so let's get into that because I know you were really excited to talk a little bit about this to us. So I didn't realize it was all NFL stadiums. So you and I were trying to link up before the game. I hopped over to your tailgate. Also, shout out to Club 215. You guys like throw an insane tailgate before. Ali was running a little bit late, so I had to go back. I couldn't hang out for too long, but I definitely want to chop it up with you guys at some point. So we tried linking up, and then I saw on your Instagram story when I got home, you guys, you're banned. So give us as much detail as you can. I know there's some pending issues going on, but let's get into it.
How can they ban Birdman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said the same thing. So it all started basically, I got in an argument with a fan next to me. He got a little upset that I was cheering and flapping my wings and, dancing and, doing my normal Birdman things that I always do. Nothing different. I do the same thing.
And this was a Vikings fan, right? Not a fellow Eagles fan.
No, this was a fellow Eagles fan.
Wow.
This was a fellow Eagles fan. Yeah, so basically
the plot
thickens. We got into a confrontation, like not physical, but like an argument, saying like he's like, "Hey man, can you wash your arms? You're getting in my wife's face. You're blocking her view."
Watch your beak, bro.
Yeah, pretty much. But I told him, like, "Hey man, listen, I got minimal visibility through this mask. I can barely see it. I try to enjoy the game as much as possible because this mask is you really can't see out of it. Just being honest with him. And I was like, I'm in this suit. It's bulky. We're in here squished like sardines. And there's barely time to move. So, he was like, okay, man, just try whatever. I said, okay, sure. So I sat down. Next thing you know, DeAndre Swift runs that did a 15-yard line. Yeah. And I went nuts. I was cheering, going off.
Rightfully so, by the way. Aleks and I were there, and we did the exact same thing. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. So then this when the dude stood up and he was like, man, I told you already, next time I'm just going to punch you in your mouth. So, yeah. So the way you guys are looking is the way I look. Like, and you got to say, like, I've been drinking all day. You like, it's the freaking Birds.
Yeah, you got emotions flowing.
Flowing.
Yeah, we get it,
and we're about to win
the
the game.
Birds looked like crap, like for the first half of that game. So it was already high tension.
Yeah, and I was a little worried. I was worried myself. We were going to lose it. We weren't going to pull through. So, so I got a little heated. I took my mask off, and then that's when the bickering started going. And I told him, punch me in my mouth then, and that's when security got involved. They initially talked to me, and they were like, "Hey man, just calm down. Try to stop being so obnoxious and loud. That's what he said. Stop being so obnoxious and loud. I didn't know you can't be loud at a
Lincoln
stadium.
Financial at a home game.
Yeah. So I basically was like,
right
all
after
right.
the DeAndre Swift run.
Yeah.
It's not like we're inside a dome. We're at a real outside stadium.
Then he scores the touchdown. Yeah, and then he scores the touchdown. So I scores the touchdown, and then I go bananas again. And then that's when they start escorting me out. But what goes further on, I can't really discuss. But if anybody does want to know the full story, just get with me on the side. I just don't want to post it on.
So that's kind of ridiculous, man. So I've had season tickets for the last 4 years. Now I will admit, like, we sit up in the club level, so I don't know. It's not as like rowdy as it is like down by the field. But there's so much banter and so much trash talk back and forth and people pushing and getting out of the way. But it's all like, homie, you're dressed up as a giant bird. Like, that's the entertainment. That is like part of the thing. Like, you are doing the Eagles a favor by dressing up as their mascot, showing the entire United States how dedicated their fan base is, which is impacting their ratings and the way people perceive our city, and you get the ban? That's like worse than like that Cubs fan catching that home run ball, right? That like cost them that game.
Steve Bartman, yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows Steve Bartman, but nobody knows the outfielder's name that let that go, right? Like that's that's the actual atrocity there. So
yeah.
What's
and the
next?
fans were booing them. The fans were booing them, like, let them stay. Like, they were on my side. Like, I was walking out.
Oh man, the only acceptable fight that anyone could possibly pick with Birdman, like, if it's not Swoop, then everyone needs to just like go away. Like I can understand Swoop being like, yo, you're trying to step on my bird toes right now. I'm not having it. But
Now,
if
Swoop
it's
loves me.
exactly.
So it's like I didn't. So from here, like, that kind of like ruined a lot of stuff for me. I'm not gonna lie, I've been really down in the dumps. Past couple days. You can ask anyone. I really isolated myself because before this all came about, I fight a lot of mental health issues. And Birdman is my outlet now. That is my hobby. Like everybody's hobby is, going out with their friends or going to the movies or going play sports or whatever. Well, my hobby's Birdman. And, seeing the smile on fans' face when they see me, see the smile on these kids' faces when they see me. Because I'm not also a Birds fan and, to the adults, it's not all about drinking and partying. But at the end of the day, the kids look at to me as like a character, like you said, an action figure or, a superhero. So it kind of hurts me a lot that, I put all this money, this time, this dedication, go to every single game, always sit in front row, to just get banned like that. It's like they ripped it right out of me, and
Joe, you
and this
you
is
bring
my
up such a
outlet.
good, yeah, you bring up such a good point. And even just from doing this podcast, and I think Alex and Ali can definitely, add on to this, but like it ultimately, like being like the sense of community that we can just get as Eagles fans, like it does go so much deeper than the game and what that actually allows for us in terms of just like connecting with people and just being able to just kind of let loose and just like really engage with people in a comfortable way where we're all just kind of on the same page. You know what I mean? So like
Right.
I feel for you, man. Like I'm really sorry. Like I totally, can empathize and like feel how that's like such a big part that's probably, taken away right now. But we got your back, dude. We got your back.
Yeah, we got your back, man.
Man, thanks you guys,
for just
man.
and thanks for just like sharing that, man. I think like a lot of times as men, like we don't want to talk about mental health and stuff, and it's really encouraging but also upsetting at the same time. Like you found an outlet to really, be a character, show up at 4 a.m. to an Eagles party, weather the blistering heat, just to get a reaction from fans. So we hear you, man. We're rooting for you in your appeal. Let us know if there's anything we can do to kind of help with all of that.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you, man.
Birdman.
So yeah, like I said, so my bad. I just wanted to add this quickly. So Tampa, I know you said I'm getting ready to go and all that. So I won't be going to Tampa. I was hoping to go. I bought my flight. I was ready to go. But I'm not going to risk getting arrested in Tampa. So,
anywhere but Florida.
Anywhere
yeah,
but Florida.
I'm honestly going to wait. I'm not going to say this right now. Like, I'm going to go give it a try at MetLife when we play the Jets. And I'm going to go give it a try. Birdman, full Birdman decked out. And I'd rather get arrested in Jersey if I'm going to get arrested, honestly. And I'll do it for the Birds. But, but I don't think I'm going to let anyone stop me from continuing this journey that I built for myself. So
I appreciate that you reminded everyone that they are the New Jersey Jets and the New Jersey Giants because
man, not New York.
Not New York. Birdman, I appreciate the conversation that we had in the green room as well as in your introduction. You mentioned that you're a veteran. As a fellow veteran, first of all, thank you for your service. Talk to us a little bit about that. Talk to us about how it was like to sort of come back and transition from the service, which I know was a very difficult time for me personally. How was that for you? How have you sort of used that part of yourself to sort of advance any initiatives that you wanna push forward today?
So basically, when I first got out of the military, it was very hard for me. I actually was homeless. I was living in my car in the Taco Bell parking lot on Aramingo Ave. My cousins worked at the Taco Bell, so he would come out and give me food just so I could eat. And I didn't have nothing. I had a dad. My dad's still alive, and my mother passed away, obviously, when I was in the service, for anyone that don't know that. So yeah, I did lose my mother while I was in service. So I came home to really a brother and a dad, but they have their own life. They're not just gonna put their life aside, and I don't blame them. I'm a grown man. You know what I mean? So I had to suck it up and do what I had to do. So I wound up living in my car for a couple months until I got connected with the VA. And the VA, there's a lot of stuff out there that goes on. It says the VA is such a horrible place, and but I didn't find it as a horrible place. They actually really helped me out, and I thank God every day that that I was introduced to the VA, because without them, I don't know where I'd be today. But basically, with that being said, I wind up getting a job at the VA. That's my full-time job. I work in the emergency room as an ICT technician, which is a high-tech, advanced tech, and I could do all this job as a nurse. Just can't get medication. So that's a big plus for me. With that being said, I want to do something. I want to get something started, like an organization where I start making T-shirts. You see everybody at the tailgates doing content. I want to sell these T-shirts, something like a Wings for Warriors, like Bird Wings for Warriors. And I'm going to take a percentage of every T-shirt I sell and donate it to a veteran organization, new one every week. So it could be Wounded Warriors Project. It could be the Purple Heart. Just any organization that has to do with the vets that's going to benefit them. So I'm hoping to start that within the next couple weeks, and get that rolling. So I could do my part to give back to people that helped me. And I know the struggle, like I said, the mental health and the things that other soldiers go through when they come home. And it's not very good. There's a lot of other soldiers out there that deal with the same exact thing that come home. They don't know how to transition, or they're difficult finding help because nobody wants to help them, So I just want to give back to the people that helped me get to where I'm at now. So that's basically.
Man, that's so awesome. Like, especially you experiencing the struggle. It's like, who better to empathize with that and to be able to like try to do right by everyone and just be a representative. And I mean, like I loved hearing all of that, and I like especially given how honest you've been with mental health, like I can't think of anything better or anything that sounds more rewarding. So best of luck, and like they said, anything that we can do to help with that, it sounds like a phenomenal idea.
Yeah, Joe,
Thank you, man.
have an awesome story, brother, and thank you just for sharing that with us and on the podcast. There's a whole story, a lot of hurt, but also a lot of good that comes from underneath that costume, man. So just thank you so much for that.
Thank you, guys.
How do we move on to talking about the Tampa game?
Yeah.
How do we do that now?
Yeah,
one last thing that I'll say here, Joey, because I think you've inspired me with this story, because every year on Veterans Day, people who know me as a veteran come up and thank me for my service, and my usual response to that is, don't thank me for my service, right? Because I think generally as a population, we feel good when we're seeing a national anthem, we see the troops, we see the jets fly over, we see veterans walking around, and we thank them for our service, and we feel better about ourselves doing that. But that's not enough, right? That is not enough. There are still 23 service members every single day, 23 veterans every single day who commit suicide in this country. There are still tens of thousands of homeless veterans across this country. So if you truly want to thank a veteran for their service, there are plenty of organizations out there. And Birdmann, I appreciate your idea of donating a percentage of those proceeds to veteran organizations. Find your nearest local veteran organization, find national veteran organizations, give money. Thanking them for their service, thanking us for our service is not enough.
You're right, man. That's absolutely, you didn't hit that any better on the head than what you said, man. So, and I totally agree with you, man, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. How are we gonna
use our? Yeah, we'll use our network to boost whatever you want, man. Andrew's in Philly. I'm in the burbs. Ali will fly down from Minnesota. We will find a way to get out there, man. So just say the word and we're there, man. Thank you so much for that.
I'm right at Somerset and Tulip, so you and I, we could have been neighbors. Who even knows? You know what I mean?
Gee. Yeah, well, I grew up at Cedar and Cambria, right across from the Hawks.
Seriously, I could probably, that's stone's throw away.
Can I
right,
ask
guys.
a question here? Can I ask a question? Andrew, you're wearing a red shirt. What's going on, man? It's Bucs week. Are you trying to say something here?
Well, I mean, I'm wearing a Sixers hat, and it's red could be considered a Sixers color.
Fair.
You know, I didn't have time to change beforehand. I was running a little late, and I didn't have time to put on my proper attire. So this is it's America, man. I'm here for America.
Well, then what do you say we transition over to the
like
Bucs?
it.
Let's
Yeah, there it
transition to the Bucs. So, Birdman, Joey, what do you think this game is going to look like? We have some stats here. We have some statistics. We're going to do it. Your perspective, though, Monday night, is the Monday night curse real? We've seen a lot of injuries happen. DeMar Hamlin, Nick Chubb, Aaron Rodgers. Do you think something's going to happen to us? What is your perspective on the upcoming game this weekend? I'm sorry, on Monday.
I kind of been thinking about this a lot too. With the people, like you said, Hamlin, Chubb, and Rodgers, Monday night. Will this curse continue? We don't know, but in my opinion, I'm thinking something is going to happen. I don't think it's going to be on the Eagles though. I'm thinking maybe Baker Mayfield. I don't know. I got a weird feeling. But yeah, I think something may happen. But toward the Bucs, hopefully not the Eagles, because we don't need no more injuries. With losing Maddox, Vontae Maddox with the torn pec, and we don't need no more. But honestly, I think we're gonna get it together. I think there's the last two games weren't the best games. We didn't really look good on both sides of the ball, defense or offense. I don't know, but I feel like fresh start in Tampa. Monday Night Football. It's going to be electric down there. I remember I was there for the playoff game, Tom Brady's last one. It was electric. And I'm not gonna say their fans are better than ours. That's not happening. But I felt like they get down there in Tampa. But I do feel like we bring the heat. And we get a 21-7 blowout win. Coming up. That's my prediction on the game.
I first want to point out how annoying of a town Tampa Bay is, because for being such a little Florida town, all of their sports teams over the past couple of years have won championships, while we're over here dealing with 3 straight championship losses. What was it, the Phillies and the Union that lose in the same day, and then the
Sixers.
Eagles.
The Sixers.
The six. I'm still as I'm here rocking the hat. Although from Kelly Green to Kelly Oubre, that's a little segue right there. But I'm excited about the Kelly Oubre signing. And word on the street is he's with James Harden's ex-girl, so maybe that's the way that James Harden gets out of town. Anyway, how do I feel about this game? Ultimately, this needs to be the game that the passing attack gets back on track. Tampa Bay has been a stud run defense for the past 3 years or so. They got Vita Vea healthy, clogging up the middle. They got Shaq Barrett. They have really good players on defense. I don't think they have Levante David anymore, but I know they might still have Levante David. There's another running back, Devin. It's not coming to my mind, but Antoine Winfield Jr. They have very good players on their defense. So I think we are not going to have nearly as much success running the ball that we did last week. I'm very curious to see what the Swift-Gainwell split looks like. But the Eagles right now are a 5-point favorite. That is a little bit telling to me. Dude, Joey, I think you might be onto something, because Baker Mayfield's off to this great start, and Tampa Bay has all this hope. And how terrible would it be if he just goes down this game? So
exactly.
You might be onto something there. Ultimately, I'm liking an Eagles win. I'm looking around. I think it's going to be close. I think Tampa might cover, but I'm going to go with 24-21. Just kind of I don't know. The last 2 weeks we've been dealing with like healthy 2-possession leads. I don't know if we're going to have that this game. Tampa Bay is still a very strong offense. They have good receivers. So overall confident, but I think it's going to be a close game. Ali, how about you?
I think this game is going to really manifest itself around how well our pass defense can contain Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans and Godwin. Looking at NFL stats, the Buccaneers have one of the lowest yards per carry offense from a rush perspective. So from what they're going to be bringing from the run game, as well as how well our run defense has looked so far 2 games this year, I think the run game is going to be pretty locked up early on in the game. And it's truly going to be a test of our secondary versus Baker Mayfield. Do I wish any injuries happen on anyone? Absolutely not. The way I would like this to transpire is the guys that are coming back from injuries: Reed Blankenship, James Bradbury, Slay staying on the opposite side of Bradbury. I am hopeful that we're able to find ourselves on defense as a pass defense and be able to shut down Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Where I am concerned is on Tampa Bay's defense. They are a pretty stout rush defense. They are also a middle of the pack pass defense. So Andrew, to your point about whether or not we need to fix our pass defense this game, do I think it's going to be a sort of a night and day switch between week 1 and week 2 to week 3? No, because I think Tampa Bay's defense is pretty stout from an overall perspective. But I do believe and I do hope that Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert are able to get back in sync and find a rhythm that they've been sorely missing the first 2 weeks of the season. So with that said, my prediction is Birds 27, Buccaneers 24. I predict the last second Jake Elliott field goal. This is going to be a tighter game than anticipated. This is going to be a tighter game than I would want, but there's my score prediction. Alex, what do you think?
How come I have to be the one with the hot takes every single week? You know, like I said, the Patriots were going to beat us, and now, like last week, I said it was going to be like, I don't know. Here's the reality of the situation. I love Baker Mayfield coming out of college. Everyone knows this and everyone clowns me. I even bought a fake Chinese jersey of him, guys. Like, I was like halfway committed to him. I went to a Jets-Browns game in my Baker Mayfield jersey just to watch him. I know who Baker Mayfield is. And here's the stats. Here's the reality of the situation. In the last 2 games, he's been sacked 1 time, and he's thrown 0 interceptions. The law of large numbers tells me that this is an outlier for Baker Mayfield in his performance, and we may see a 3-pick game on Monday night just to kind of, get the law of averages and get it back down to where it needs to be. He is going to get sacked more than 1 time. I have no doubt in my mind that he is going to do that. Also, we had our linebackers being able to do an okay job against TJ Hawkinson. James Bradbury is coming back, and so is Reed Blankenship in the backfield. I have no concerns about our defense here. I can't believe me, the one on the podcast that's always like super woefully underconfident about what we're going to do every single time. And I'm the one saying that it's going to be a blowout. I don't even think it's going to be a close blowout. I say the Eagles, who have been putting up way more offensive points, along with their defense, along with an overconfident Baker Mayfield. The only one that can get in Baker Mayfield's way is Baker from doing a whole bunch of Hulu commercials and not actually playing football, that we win. Eagles, 31. Buccaneers, 17. I may have called them the Browns a few times throughout this whole entire show, so just let that go.
They're the Bakers.
It's not even a close 17. It's not even a close 17. That 17 comes in a junk time touchdown at the end of the game, just like the Minnesota Vikings did. 31-17. It's not even close.
I do want to pick. I do actually have a question because you bring up a good point. Well, especially about the law of averages. I love hearing that because I feel like the Eagles have things are bound to turn with their sack totals because they've been pretty pedestrian so far with that. Baker Mayfield, in my mind, is somebody who will scramble a little bit. And unlike our first 2 games of the season where we went against Mac Jones and we went against Kirk Cousins, those are 2 statues. Those are guys that literally have negative mobility. So now you have Baker Mayfield, and so I think of these guys like even Jalen Hurts gets sacked a lot because he'll sometimes he'll be indecisive and he'll try to take off. Do you think that will actually lend well, or do you think that is like partially the reason that the Eagles haven't been accumulating sacks like we're used to seeing last year?
Yeah, I mean, Mac Jones and Kirk Cousins are pocket passers. That's exactly who they are. So their offensive line has one thing to do very well: protect the middle of the pocket so you can't go out. We have 2 elite edge rushers. Yeah, a mobile quarterback is not going to be a problem for us at all. I'm ready to see a 3-sack game from Hassan Reddick upcoming.
Yeah.
So no,
Same.
I don't, and that's actually even better point for me, Drew. I can't believe the sports books right now, as of right now, it just updated a 4.5. That's so utterly disrespectful to me. Because I do think that Baker is not an elite pocket pass. He reminds me of like Carson Wentz in a way, like trying to play hero ball. Like, I think he's going to get down really early. He's going to try to push the ball down the field. He's going to try to mess around with Mike Evans. It's just not going to look good for him. Darius Slay's going to come away with it. Ali, what do you think?
Listen, Baker has shown that he is a capable NFL quarterback. We all remember when he was in his apartment building.
Nobody was saying that three games ago. My God.
What I'm saying is, we remember last season when Baker got traded to the Rams. He goes on the field, runs a 2-minute offense, throwing up hand signals that he probably didn't understand what they were, and they end up scoring that game-winning touchdown at the end. He's a capable NFL quarterback. Is he going to?
I think he throws 3 or more picks, though. I think he throws 3. He might throw 3 picks on Monday.
Is Baker Mayfield an elite quarterback in my mind? No. But if you give him an offensive line, if you give him 2 all-star wide receivers, heck, I could score 3 touchdowns on Monday night against the Eagles. I don't think this is a matter of
Darius Slay lets that happen. That's
No,
just my opinion.
Why did Mac Jones throw for over 300 yards against us?
It was
preseason.
It was preseason. Get
This
out
is
of
like
here.
the weird limbo purgatory that we're in the first couple of weeks of the season when we're trying to evaluate, are the 49ers actually good? Are the New York Giants actually bad? Or did they just have a bad game? Or is our offense, is it sputtering over the course of the first 2 weeks of the season? Sure. Are we actually bad? Probably not, given the fact that almost none of the pieces that we had last year changed, obviously with the exception of Miles Sanders. So I don't anticipate that this slump that we're in offensively is going to continue over the course of the entire season. It is a well-known thing that people tend to overreact in the month of September with football. I'm waiting until the month of October when we're sitting happy and healthy and 4-0 because we had just beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the LA Rams.
Talk some sense into these guys, Joey.
Yeah, I don't think Baker Mayfield's going to have a great game. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I'm hoping full that, if there is a Monday night curse, Baker Mayfield is going to get that curse on Monday night. So I'm going fully against Baker Mayfield. I'm sorry I don't like Baker Mayfield. I never did, even when he was with the Browns. So.
Yeah,
Joey, and then speaking
uh,
of the Giants and the Niners game, the update, are they really the Niners like everyone's saying, and is the Giants really suck like everyone's saying? I mean, it's a 3-3 game right now.
Yeah,
That's
it is
an
pretty
update.
interesting. Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy if we foreshadowed and like the Giants got the dub here, and it's like we heard that beforehand.
Hey,
and Joey,
if we get into swinging it and I pick the Giants, I still get the original money line, right?
You're not picking the Giants. No one's picking the Giants to beat the 49ers.
I was going to pick the Giants, but...
So Joey, these guys clown me all the time in our group chat because I used to be really big on Baker Mayfield. 3 games ago, like last season, if I would have said Baker Mayfield is a proven NFL quarterback, I would have been kicked out of the group chat. Now that he wins 2 games... Now that he wins 2 games, he's all of a sudden a proven NFL quarterback.
Alex,
we clown you for Ian Book. We clown you for Ian Book, and that's it.
Ian Book.
Ian Book.
The underdog quarterback.
Yeah.
Notre Dame. All right, guys.
That's hilarious.
All right. Well, hey, I think we're all pretty much aligned. That's 4 dubs going.
One final stat to give everybody some relief. The Eagles have won each of their last 10 games as road favorites. So everybody take a deep breath.
But you want to
on.
know why that, right? You want to know why, right? Because our fans travel. That's why.
Yes,
That's
we
right.
That's
that-
right.
They
we
do.
make every stadium the link, and that's why our road games are always dubs, and they're going to be dubs because
Well
we
said.
travel.
Let me piggyback off of the stat that Andrew shared. I found out a couple of days ago that this is the first time since 1993 that the Eagles started 2-0 in back-to-back seasons. This does not happen. So even though it's looked ugly, this is a pretty stout team.
And to your point, the last two teams that have lost the Super Bowl have started 0-2 the following season. So that's
Wow.
another what's chip something in the cap. I don't know what the saying is. It's another good thing.
All right, guys. Well, hey, that's 4 dubs heading into Tampa. I'm excited. Monday night. Going to be a late night 7:15 game, so it's actually early. This is kind of that weird limbo period before teams start having bye weeks, so we get 2 Monday night games, so that's pretty exciting. So what this means is a stress-free Sunday where I won't get any more gray hairs. NFL Red Zone is going to be on all day, so we can do it. So speaking of the upcoming window, let's get into our Swinging It. Andrew, kick us off after the music.
Swingin' It. Underdog picks for the week.
What are we, a bunch of swingers? Anyway,
Yeah.
Alex, you say that you're not going to be nervous or you're going to be stress-free on Sunday, but my man, you're 2 for 2 on the season. You can't lose. So yeah, maybe you can just kick back and relax on Sunday while the rest of us are trying to catch up. So to catch everyone up, Alex has taken the lead. He currently has 8 points on the season. He was correct last week when he took the Ravens over the 0-2 Bengals. So 3.5 points awarded. Congratulations. The audience is in second. Unfortunately, they made a huge mistake and picked the Vikings against the Eagles last week. You know, we tried.
Why?
We tried to warn them. Yeah. So, and then in third is Ali. You picked the Raiders last week to beat the Bills, because you always pick against the Bills. Unfortunately for you, the Bills won, so you stay at 2.5 points. I'm on the board. I got 2 whole points now because I took the measly Steelers to win on Monday Night Football. So even though I'm pulling up the rear, I'm happy that I'm on the board. So anyway, trying to get the audience back on track here. Joey, Birdmann, give us your pick, and let's get the audience trying to get the audience to overtake Alex again.
Well, since you already said it, and I know you're probably like, boo, but anyway, I'm taking the Steelers to beat the Raiders this week. I think the Steelers defense woke up. I think they got some hunger in their heart, and they're starting to wake up, and we're about to see a Steelers defense be a solid stud for the rest of the season. So I'm taking the Steelers to win.
Yeah. Hopefully Minka
And that's-
Fitzpatrick doesn't ruin someone else's career on Sunday night. So
Yeah,
that would be great.
exactly, yeah. Or TJ Ward or whatever his name is, freaking dude hits like a I don't even know. He hits like he's running through a wall, and he's not. But he hits.
It's going to be interesting.
It's wild.
Jimmy Garoppolo in a primetime stage, different team. That's going to be an interesting game. I really like that pick a lot. All right, Andrew, Mr. Last Place. What say you?
I'm going to go a little juicier than 2 points this week. Ali, I'm going to take a page out of your book. Are the Washington Commanders about to go 3-0? Are they about to start the season 3-0? They're a 6.5 point underdog. They're home against the Buffalo Bills. The Bills looked pretty damn good last week, but I believe in the power of Sam Howell. Bring it home, baby. Give me that 6.5. I'm trying to get back in this thing. I'm going to take the Commanders, and I'm going to hate myself for it.
I like it. Ali, what about you?
Andrew, when you said you were taking a page out of my book, I thought you were going to actually take my pick. I was looking at looking at FanDuel Sportsbook here. That Kansas City Chiefs Chicago Bears game looked a little too tantalizing, but I do not believe in. I will repeat this over and over. The poor man's Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields. He is not a capable quarterback. But as I continued to scroll down, I saw something that was pretty intriguing. The Arizona Cardinals a 12.5-point underdog against the Dallas Cowboys, who just sustained a pretty severe injury in practice today.
Trayvon Diggs.
So give me the
Torn
Arizona
ACL.
Cardinals.
ACL.
12 and a half. 12 and a half. Ali, I will send you a nice Venmo if this ends up happening, because I will. It would be amazing to see the Cowboys embarrassed by the Cardinals.
Birdman's gonna send you his suit. He's gonna send you his suit.
I'll let you borrow it. I'll let you borrow it for the next Cowboys game. Cowboys versus Eagles home.
Yeah, then watch him get arrested. He's gonna show up. No, it's me. It's me.
That's not me.
You got the wrong bird. You got the wrong bird.
I wonder what picture they have at the door. If you've seen this guy, the bird, or if it's a picture of
I'm picturing like all security members just like, do not let this thing in, and it's just like a black and white picture of a bird mask.
And then you see Swoop in the background in handcuffs because they got the wrong bird.
Yeah. That would be hilarious.
We have to clip
God.
that. That's so
funny.
good.
That's funny. All right, Alex, bring us home, man.
All right, hey, I'm in the lead. I'm going to play a little bit safe. I saw this when we talked about this in the green room. Surprised nobody picked it. I cannot believe that the Los Angeles Chargers are 1.5-point underdogs to the Minnesota Vikings. Justin Herbert's been playing pretty well. Austin Eckler's healthy. Keenan Allen got me 31 points in fantasy last week. That defense is just absolutely trash. Minnesota, that is. I have a really hard time believing they're going to go 0-3, but give me the Los Angeles Chargers as a 1.5-point underdog.
Do you think that the argument made is like interchangeable for both the Vikings and the Chargers? Like, I feel like they are such similar teams. Like, I feel like this game's going to be an all-out shootout, and it's going to just be like, what team doesn't shoot themselves in the foot?
Yeah, it's going to be Kirkland. I mean, it always is. It is 1 o'clock Kirk, but it is 1 o'clock Kirk. But we will see. Ali, send us home.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for kicking it with us. This has been episode 56, and it has been such a memorable one. Birdman, it has been such a pleasure to not only meet you, but get to know you.
Thank you guys, man. It's been awesome, man. I can't wait to kick with you guys in the parking lot upcoming games. I really can't.
I'm so excited to have more of these conversations with you. I think we get so wrapped up in the game of football. At the end of the day, I mean, we are people just trying to make it in this world, and I appreciate you sharing as much as you did with us. This has been one of my most favorite and memorable episodes that we've done thus far. So thank you so much for joining us. Monday Night Football. Man.
Thank you.
Monday Night Football, Eagles against Bucs. Let's bring this home. Go Birds.
3-0, baby. Come on. Go Birds!
Go Birds.